you. This is my mom's dog.
Oh,
That's Benji. Benji, say hi to Miss Ems. He's a great.
hey, Benji.
Say
And
hi.
Hey, you know, Benji's got a good story to tell, right? Because Benji says, do you know what? I'm white and I don't care that I'm white. And I love all the other dogs, right?
No.
And I don't care what color they are either. And I love all the humans because I don't see skin color or disability or anything other than I see your soul. And when I'm a dog, I just see your soul, unless people have been cruel to me. And then I'm just so scared that I can't see your soul. So that's what Benji's bringing to us today. Benji's preaching. He's saying, hey, you know, if you was a dog, like if you were reincarnated as a dog, you would just see that everyone is love.
That's why they say animals love us unconditionally. They don't care if you put on weight, lose an arm, leg. They don't care. They love you. They just love you. And we have a lot to learn from people like Benji and other four-legged furry friends or friends with no legs. You know, people like snakes, tarantulas, pigs, you know, people of all kinds of animals. But wow, I really have to say, let me tell you how I feel. I really feel invigorated. Really. That I always go, my body temple, how do I feel right now? I feel invigorated. So this was really a positive interaction, Ebbs. Wow, I really am humbled and I'm grateful. I thank you so much for this opportunity, namaste, to just bring love, more love on the planet. That's what I'll say. How do you feel, Ebbs? How do you feel?
I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love between, you know, the union between us. I'm feeling the love. It makes no difference because in love, there is no distance. There is no time scale. You know, it's the quantum field, if you want to be like all metaphysical about it. But you know, if you're not going to live in that linear world, and you're going to see that, you know what, I can love you, you can love me, and this distance between us doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that there's COVID, because you know what, we're two people, we're still able to meet up, and we're still able to share such an important thing with other people. We are able to do what we need to do for the better of the planet, for the highest good of all in existence. We are doing it now, we are doing it today, and we are doing it with love. And and I feel that. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful too. And you know, and keep doing what you're doing. I wish you continued success, health, and wealth. You are such a wonderful role model on the planet. And like I said, you're doing your aspect. Guys, I'm not telling you to be a robot or a copycat of Ems, but like she said, you can plant a tree. You can maybe go to a senior citizen center where, you know, they don't have many family members, and just visit and check. There's so much you can do with your time. You know, instead of having a pity party, saying what I don't have, what I wish I could do, you know, think about helping somebody else. You know, I mean, it really makes you feel good. Really, really, really. It's a blessing.
And do it your own way.
Go ahead. You go.
And do it your own way.
Yes.
Don't do it my way. Don't do it your way, because you can't be me. You can't be.
Exactly.
You can only be you. You can only be yourself. So when you choose to help someone or do something else, just do it your way. Do it with love, and do it in which way is in alignment with your soul.
And I love it. Beautifully put. And let me add, stop looking for validation from your parents, from your friends. You don't need any validation. God didn't make trash. You're a magnificent creation. You don't need validation from anybody. You know you're doing the right thing. You're good. You're made of great stuff. Really. We are cosmic wonders. Just you have to remember that. You have to know it. You have to know it. And you have to feel it, and you have to experience it. There's one thing to talk about it, you know, rationalize in your head, but you feel it. That's the first thing I said. I said, how am I feeling after this interview? And how are you feeling? Feelings don't lie. Your body, it doesn't lie. And this has been a thing. I mean, we didn't sugarcoat anything. We talked about some ugly things, but we're doing solutions. And the solution is to look within, love within, and then everything will illuminate out. Because that's who we really are. You know what? One of my favorite musicians, Jim Morrison of The Doors, he said to see things as they really are. And that's living in this nonsensical matrix that people, what you think is real, this is, hey, you're not seeing things as they really are. And they love connections on every level. And be you. If you're gay, you're bisexual, if you're asexual, who cares? If that's what you want, then you do it. Don't worry about, oh, my community, oh, my church, oh, I'm going to be left out. Too bad. Too bad. They'll get over it. People get over it. Because when I'm telling you, when we transition, we're dead and gone, people are still living their lives, doing their thing. So you do you. What a powerful thing. Wow, Ams. I'm gonna be quiet because I go on and on.
I love listening.
So do I. I love listening to you too.
You got such a good way, like your way of describing things, the power in your voice, the love that you're sharing, everything that you're radiating out. It's just awesome. And it's I'm blessed and I'm so grateful to be able to sit here and to hear this and to feel this and to be a part of this, you know. And what you're saying about truth, man, like we can be sitting here and we're being truthful, being this truthful, even where we're at now. We didn't get born like this, right? We have worked on ourselves. We have danced with death. We have hung out in the shadows. We have invited our own demons round for tea and sat with them. And it's taken a lot of time and a lot of effort. And it all started with a thought. It all started with, in fact, it started with that feeling in your belly and you thought, well, what was that? This doesn't feel right. And that thought there, this doesn't feel right, is what brought us to where we are now. We started off thinking, this just something doesn't feel right about what such a body said or such a body did, or what I just saw right now. It just doesn't feel right to me. And then we started asking ourselves questions, and we tried to ask other people questions, and people forget, right? Because people are told it's wrong to ask questions. Well, do you know what? It's not wrong. It's just they don't know the answer. They don't know the right thing to say to you, or they want you to believe what they want to say, right? There is nothing wrong with asking a question. There is no silly questions. There are only questions that don't get answered because you didn't ask, because you were too scared. Ask the question. If something doesn't feel right in your belly, it's okay. If there's no one else to talk to, and even if there is someone else to talk to and you want to ask me a question, ask me a question. And when you message with, and I've had it, man, and I've had a few, especially lately, can I ask a silly question? There is no silly questions.
I totally agree.
Questions come because you don't feel that you have the education or the knowledge or the wisdom to be able to deal with whatever situation it is that's going on in your life right now. And if you ask that question, and if you keep asking that question because you're not quite happy with the answer, but you're just going to check it out anyway, you're just going to keep looking at different people and checking it out, maybe different religions, because, you know, different elders in community, different family members, if you've got them. And you know what? When they don't like what you do, I might say to someone like, and I did this when I was younger, and I said, right, I'm gay. Okay. Right. Now I know I'm bisexual, but back then I knew that I didn't really like boys, but I liked girls at that particular time in my life.
Right.
And I dared to ask something to a church member. Oh man, I was told about hell then. You know, you won't get to heaven. You won't be able to be buried in the churchyard, blah, 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 blah. No one will want to talk to you. And it's like, whoa, hold on a minute. Okay, then. But it's okay because you can come to church. And if you give us your TV, because TVs are very bad for you, you can sell that and give the money to the church. This is what I was told when I was 15 years old, right? Wow. That like, it would be all right. And like the world's full of roses, and I just had to forget my sexuality. And I was really confused. No one had the right answers. And I looked at different religions, and I looked for, you know, and I was scared to ask questions, but I still asked them, you know, even from a scared place, that place of curiosity. And curiosity is such a beautiful gift. It's such a beautiful thing to have, to want to share, like just to ask questions, just to have that courage to just go quietly, just go, can I just ask this question? And then, do you know what, when you get your own knowledge, because we're all conscious beings, every single one of us is responsible for our own thoughts. No one can tell you what to think, only you can tell you what to think. People can tell you what to think, but you don't have to pay any attention, because no one knows what's going on in your head but you. You know, exactly. Even psychiatrists and psychologists and stuff like that, they don't know what's going on in your head. So when you got stuff going on in your head, you think it. And personally, I use a jam jar method. So in my head, I have lots of little jam jars, and I pop these thoughts in and think, right, I'm going to store that thought, and one day I'm going to be able to open it up and explore it more. So I explored religions and explored, like, why are gypsies so bad? Why are they really going to take me off and kidnap me? So I started hanging out with them and found out it was all untrue, and no one ever hurt me, and I was really well taken care for. You know, I used to hang out with like the Manchester punks. They showed me more about life and being authentic than any person ever did in a suit. I went to the Jehovah's Witnesses. They taught me so much about Jesus. They taught me their version of Jesus. That was perfectly right. There was nothing wrong with that. They were right in what they say, but there is more. There is always so much more. There is so much more. This world is full of infinite opportunities and so many possibilities. And we are in an amazing place where the world is our oyster. We have this entire world that is open to us, and we can consciously create our own future. We just got to start one baby step at a time, remembering that it's okay to be us, even if we can't be right out front with who we are right now, because eventually when them people throw us out of their church or don't want us to live in that area or whatever, you know, they love me when I wear a suit and I was a bodyguard. Oh, here's Em, she's the bodyguard. Isn't she big and strong? She can protect you. If I walk down the street wearing my jeans and a little t-shirt and have my bike helmet from my motorcycle under my arm, oh, stay away from her, she's dodgy, you know. But yeah, I put my uniform on and go out. Yeah. So what I'm saying here is, you will vibe with your tribe. You know, you will find the right people to hang out with. We found Agape, you know, which is Michael Beckwith. We find truth in that, and they are a mixture.
It's not a guru.
Yeah,
it's not a guru.
There is, and it's like it's not so much about gurus. It's be your own guru. You have all the answers inside you. You do not have to be anything else other than yourself. You just have to keep asking questions. You keep looking at things and just be yourself, be true to yourself, be a true, raw, authentic you in every aspect of your life. And you know what? All you'll do is attract the right people.
That's true.
Those wrong people will move away. Those wrong people, they will back out of your life. They don't want to hang out with you. You're not cool. You're not meeting their, they're not meeting you're not meeting their standards anymore. They don't want to know. Do you know what? That is a blessing. it might not feel like it at the time. You might be like, oh man, I feel like I'm all alone. But you know what? That's a blessing, because the right people are there. They are hanging out. They are waiting for you. And they're just going to like be the most amazing, beautiful people. And when you get into that tribe where you meet someone who you can look at, and you meet them as a soul, and you look into their eyes, they look into your eyes, and you don't see anything other than love. And I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about mad orgies. You know, people think about mad orgies and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, that is not the way. That is not the truth. The truth is when you look at a person and go, I see your soul. I accept you for who you are, because I don't see the shell. I don't see the mask. I see through it. Yeah. I see through all those things that you put out there that you pretend to be. I see all that bullshit that you're putting out into the world to make yourself feel safe so you can stay in your comfort zone. And I see you, and I see your heart, and I know that you're love, and I know that you're wonderful, and I know that you're good. And you know what? You're welcome with me. You're welcome. And I love you. And I accept you exactly as you are, without any changes. I wouldn't change a single thing. I don't expect anything other than your authentic self. But believe me, if you try anything other than being your authentic self, I will pull you. And I will say, like, where did that come from? That's not you. Or who told you that? Are you sure that feels right for you in your belly? Because your biggest teacher is you. Go to the mirror and see if that feels right when you talk to yourself.
You're so right.
So be you, be your authentic you, and don't worry about other people.
But it's funny, you talked about the church. I mentioned that about religious condemnation from the Protestant Anglican Church. But I'm not, my thing is, we find our tribes, but then again, don't want to condemn anybody. Because I said, who are the great Christians out there? Oh, Pope Francis, who tries to embrace the homosexual community. We had somebody, I don't know if you know him, Mr. Rogers. He was on PBS channel, Love Children. People don't know he was a pastor, but he had the purest heart, kindest heart, and just accepted children of all colors, all learning disabilities. He just felt like a saint. So there are great people, all religions, all races, all tribes. But we just, like you said, we cannot condemn because somebody's different than us. But we're not going to condemn. And like I told you, everybody's at their own level of evolution. If somebody, is a strict, I'll just say, Christian, and they really, think that homosexuality is evil, or that's where they are, then that's where they are. I'm not going to condemn them, because everybody's got to evolve and start from somewhere, and then hopefully they'll see, whether their children will be like that. That's why I said, talk about karma. Don't hate anything, because what you hate, you'll have. or your brother or sister will marry somebody. Oh, I hate that person from that group. Guess what? Your brother or sister's marrying him. So people, karma gets in the way all the time to help us grow, to challenge us. So everybody's at their own level. I'll say that. But I now I'm at the point, okay, they're there. I'm not going to condemn. Just try to say, they're there. Okay, well, I'm going to do my thing. Let them do their thing. And it's really hard when you're with family members or people you've grown up with, and you're like, okay, I kind of outgrown this person. They're still, with these kind of belief system. Okay, I'm not angry. I'm not angry with you. I'm like, okay, but we're kind of going to parting of the ways. Like, you just, the mindsets are different. You can't grow. And that's why I think a lot of people, been married for years, they get a divorce and realize I'm a different person. It may not even be about that person, not loving that person anymore. It's just outgrew the person. We're different people now. And we need to move on different trajectories, different paths. So that's life. We're constantly growing. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. You're dying, folks. You're dying. We have to constantly grow. And some people, I'm in my ways. You're dying, maybe not physically, but emotionally, mentally. So we always have to find growth. I try every day, try to learn something new. And like Em said, sometimes you get punched in the gut. And it's something like, ooh, I know I was going to learn this way. It hurts. It hurts. And it'll blindside you. So, enjoy the joy and the pain. They're one and the same. They're teachers. The pain as well. You don't have sunshine without rain.